So you really want to grow that personal brand of yours. Obviously, you want to grow the business as well, and you want to do it a whole lot faster than you have been. Now, you know that posting more frequently on social platforms such as Instagram is the way to go, but the thing that's stopping you is, what the hell do you post? Now, you might be a few years into your journey already, or maybe you're just getting started, but the thought of having to post fresh content daily is putting you on the verge of a panic attack. Just the mere thought of having to do all that work is making you feel burnt out already, and you haven't even started. Now, I say that because just like you guys, that's exactly how I felt when I got started. In fact, after 6 months, probably a year, I still felt like that. But don't worry, because in this video, I'm going to unlock a secret formula that I used personally to get over those hurdles and build my following. Stay tuned. What's going on, guys? Adam Ivy, AdamIvy.com. As always, I appreciate you joining me yet again for another video. Now, before we get started, I got to send a huge thank you to my entire channel family who's been engaging in my videos. You've been dropping comments, you've been dropping questions, you've been hitting me up on Instagram, sending me those DMs, which I respond to every single one, but it might take time. If you want to hit me up on Instagram, put that information up on the screen right now. And as always, all of my contact information will be in the description box below. Now, if you haven't yet, if you want to be a part of the channel family over here at Adam Ivy, all that I ask is that you, boom, hit that subscribe button, boom, hit that little bell icon, and smash the thumbs up button if you find any value at all during this video. Now, let's get into it. So in my last video, I talked about the importance of being consistent when it comes to posting new content on social media. I had talked about Instagram and how I felt that posting new content at least once a day to the platform is going to help build that brand momentum at a much faster pace than just sporadically posting new content here and there. Now, to be completely honest, guys, I had no idea that that video was going to elicit such a response, such a reaction from you all. I got a ton of DMs, ton of emails, ton of comments in the comments below that video. And you all asked pretty much the same thing. You said something along the lines of, Adam, this is a great idea. I really want to do this, but what the hell do I post? Where do I start? Now, with that being said, I knew a follow-up video was absolutely necessary, and that's why I'm cranking this out to you guys as fast as I can. I want to share a formula with you that I've been using for years that helped me get my Instagram from 0 to over 5,000 followers relatively quickly. Now, it's not rocket science, but probably something you've never heard before. So when I first started on Instagram, I'd post random photos of my meals, inspirational quotes, maybe a funny meme. But I realized pretty quickly that posting those types of things weren't really driving anybody to my website, definitely weren't increasing my sales, and the people that were liking my photos at the end of the day really didn't care about me or my brand. This is when I decided to shift my technique into a formula that I could easily track and schedule out days in advance. Now, I call this framework the 33% formula. What this does is it helps you stay focused on your consistency while taking a lot of the stress out of not knowing what to post. Whether you're posting once a day or 3 times a day, I find that this technique works great and will really keep your audience engaged. Now, I love it for Instagram, but it'll also work for Twitter and Facebook. So why do I call this the 33% formula? Well, the way this is all laid out is that your posts will now be broken up into 3 main categories. So to start, the first 33% of your posts are going to be very brand focused. I'm talking sharing your music, sharing upcoming tour dates, sharing music videos that you've been working on, like preview videos, or even showing a photo of you in the studio or maybe on stage. Whatever your main business goal is, that's what 33% or about 1/3 of your posts should be focused on specifically. Now, in the captions of these particular posts, I want you to stay very focused on talking about what it is you're working on, right? When you're going to be releasing new music, maybe what the new single is going to be called, where you're going to be performing. Talk about when the new music video is coming out. Talk about a collaboration that you have in the works. Talk about very specifically what it is you're working on. Now, it's only right that I jump in and add a quick disclaimer, guys. Try not to be spammy with these. This is not the intention at all. I know sometimes that there's a fine line between being spammy and just trying to promote, trying to do your best to promote. I think of spammy as kind of force-fed. You're demanding. You might be rude. It's very cold. There's no interaction there. Don't be spammy, guys. Have fun promoting. Be very personable. Inject your personality into these and have fun and be very humble and try to show gratitude for everybody that engages, whether that be for likes or comments, especially comments. Make sure you always respond to every single comment, especially when you're building your following and you can keep up with all of them. With that being said, these posts need to show the world, need to tell the world, need to be translated into whatever it is you're promoting. That's your passion. This is what you want to do. This is your journey. You want to lure people in, right? And I'm not talking about manipulation. This is common, human interaction 101. You want to show, if you're passionate about music, whether it be a beat maker, songwriter, singer, rapper, show the world. You should be excited. You should have, a lot of positive energy when it comes to this. So these posts, more than any of the other things that you post, these need to be very focused in doing that. Oh, and also, guys, this can be applied to any industry. That doesn't have to be music. If music's not your passion, if that's not what you want to do full time or as a career, or that's not your dream to chase, this can be applied to industries such as fitness. Maybe you want to write a cookbook and you're a great cook, and it can be applied to any industry that you're really trying to build a name in. So with that that being said, the next 33% of your posts should focus on you, should focus on your personality, should focus on your life behind the scenes and away from that core focus. Now, these should be photos and videos of you. Now, statistically, photos showing yourself are going to perform much higher, have way better engagement on visual platforms such as Instagram. They're going to perform way better than just like some random objects, for instance. I guess unless the random objects happen to be a cute puppy, which then I would suggest posting in the final 33%. Now, if you're anything like me, privacy is a little bit of a concern. So I'm not saying to deep dive into your personal life. This should be fun and laid back, just giving your audience a little bit of a taste of who you are as a person, as if they're a friend of yours. Now, I can only speak for myself, but when it comes to people I look up to, such as celebrities, such as sports stars, actors, I love to feel like they let me into their journey. That's what you need to give to your audience. That's what you need to share with your people. Show them when you're downtown and there's some cool architecture. There's no better opportunity to take some really cool photos and be able to share them on social. Whether you're out to coffee with some of your buddies, maybe you're by yourself. Whether you're at a sports game, there's so many great opportunities to kind of peel back the curtain and let people in on your regular old life and, share those moments with them. Oh, and a quick pro tip, guys, if you're out and about and you don't have anybody with you to help take photos like I've been talking about, having a timer app on your phone can absolutely be a game changer. Now, I'm going to step out of the studio real quick and take you with me and show you exactly what I'm talking about. All right, guys, so as you can see, all I have is a basic can of soda to prop my phone up against. Nothing too complicated. I'm going to show you the difference between taking a kind of a lazy selfie and using a timer app on your phone to take a more professional image of yourself when you don't have friends to help to post up on your social media. So as you can see, it's just an elementary school with a cool, I guess, what do you want to call it, a sunset. And I'm going to show you the difference between the two. So we'll start with the selfie. Nothing too complicated. We're using an iPhone 6, so this thing definitely isn't up to date. It's a few years old. Now let's try to get a cool, I guess a self-portrait, just using a can of soda in the phone. So let's see. Just that easy, guys. It took I'd say less than 2 minutes. And I'm going to show you the selfie versus this photo, first try. I'm not going to sit out here and say that I did it in one try and then show you the 15th take. So let's get back to the studio. Pretty easy, right? And it makes such a big difference when it comes to the aesthetic of your Instagram profile and the perception people are going to get when they're looking at your posts. Now, the captions of these particular posts should really showcase your personality. You want your audience to kind of see how your brain works. Don't be afraid to be creative with these posts, guys. Don't be afraid to be silly. Just stay authentic to who you are. Really show yourself. If you're an asshole that gets annoyed by pretty much everything and hates the world, just do you. I promise you there's people out there who are going to like you for who you are, and they're going to resonate with the type of personality you have. Now, the final 33% should be things that excite you, things that you love. Now, these posts don't necessarily have to include your smiling face, but that never hurts either. Now, to give you some examples of what these types of posts could be, I'm talking photos of maybe some studio gear. Maybe those cute puppies that I mentioned earlier. Maybe it's a photo of places you've been, vacations you've taken. Maybe it's a hobby that you have that not a lot of people know about, like working on cars. You could have some artistic photos of tools. You could be a collector. You could have a crazy collection of pop figures. You could have a crazy collection of baseball cards. Just anything that really shows what you're into, and it doesn't necessarily have to show you. Now, one thing I do recommend is try to be a little creative when it comes to taking photos and videos. I know not all of us are great photographers, and it takes years to get that eye and get your technique and really understand what you're doing. I highly recommend an app called Snapseed. It's like the best, in my opinion, one of the greatest free resources for editing photos. There's like a ton of functionality in it. It's free. It's a Google product, I believe. Try different perspectives, try different framings, use the filters like I just mentioned, and make it interesting to look at. The more interesting, the more beautiful the photo, even if it's with a smartphone, the higher your engagement's going to be. Now remember, as you build your brand, as you build your following, as you do this and it becomes a habit, you're also going to find your voice. You're going to find what posts you enjoy posting the most. You're going to find what posts perform the best on your particular feed, and just follow that. This isn't a law. This is a formula that works to help. Find something that you can repeat. And this is why I like using this formula, because it's 3 steps that you can do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's like a dance. It's a habit. It's a ritual. It's a routine. It's something that's very easy that you can plan ahead for. You can spend a couple hours on a weekend. You could spend a half an hour for that matter, coming up with 12 posts. 12 posts, that could be 12 days, that could be 4 days. When it comes to posting on a consistent basis, that is the key here. Find what you enjoy posting, get better with your photography, get better with your video taking, and get better with your branding. Because the visuals, especially on Instagram, the visuals are your brand. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, this is the formula that I actually use. I used it to grow my following, and I use it anytime I feel like I'm slipping, anytime that I feel like I went a few days without posting. We all slip up. We all have low points. We all have days where we just don't have the time or we just don't have the motivation. And it's okay to have those days, guys. It's going to happen to everybody. I don't care how big you get. But this formula is going to help you get back on track. It helps me get back on track. You can go to my feed. If you're not, follow me on Instagram, send me a DM. I'll put that information on the screen now. And you could see the habit. You could see the pattern on my page. You could tell when I fell off. You could tell when I got back on based on the different types of posts that I outlined in this video. Oh, wait. Some of you guys might be wondering what happened to that unaccounted for 1%, because obviously 33 times 3, Adam, is 99%. Where's that 1%? Well, I'm glad you asked, because that 1% is to remind you guys to have fun with this. Don't lose sleep over this shit. Don't get stressed out over this. This should be fun. This should be an adventure. This should be something that you're eager to do, not this task that's like weighing on your shoulders and making you hate life. That 1% can be for those dank memes that you were posting before that nobody was looking at. You got to have fun. That 1% could be those inspirational quotes that you want to reshare. That 1% could be the meatloaf that your mom made last night that you loved or you absolutely hated. And finally, don't think you're going to find your voice on Instagram or any other social platform within the first 2 or 3 days, or first 2 or 3 weeks for that matter. You're going to find your aesthetic as you post, and I want you to take inspiration from other creators that you look up to, other people that have their shit together, other people that have been doing this longer than you, because that's going to be something that you could be inspired by, and from there, you could tweak it into your own. And if you made it this far, guys, I want to hear from you. So in the comments below, say I am 100% to let me know that you made it this far in the video. And as always, if you found any value in this video, smash the thumbs up button. And if you haven't yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button. And if you want to be a BFF, if you want to join the channel family, hit that little bell icon to be the first to be notified anytime I upload a video like this. I genuinely hope that you found some value in this video. I hope that you implement these different tactics, and I hope it works for you, because I know it will if you stay consistent. So one more time, guys, in the comments below, I want to know how many of you guys are all in. All in means 100%. I am 100%. If you have any questions, feel free to leave those in the comments as well. All my contact information will be in the description box below. What I use to shoot these videos is all listed in the description box below. And until next time, you can find me at adamivy.com.